what is it? What is it? There will be the word. I got some scriptures for you guys. That's going to reveal what I'm speaking, what I'm saying. Matthew, yeah, it was in Matthew. None so far, thank you. All is good over here. Beautiful, beautiful. If you do have any questions, definitely ask. All right, let me pull up these scriptures. This one. And this one. I'm going to talk about the famine one first, and then we will talk about. Hold on, let me stop sharing so I can share my whole screen. That was so random. I'm sorry, I had no idea what that was. That was so random. That caught me off guard. That, that completely caught me off guard. Let me share my screen. What am I looking for? Screen share. Just share the entire screen. So the first scripture that I do want to share that talks about and explain this a little bit is Amos chapter 8, right? Verse 11. And famine is a something. Let me see. Okay, okay, cool. Let me see. What's this? Because my computer's a little choppy. Let me close these extra tabs. All right, cool. That I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. There will be a famine of hearing the words of the Lord. Therefore, this is going to be in multiple ways. On social media, there's going to be a point in time where there's no more code names here on social media. Lord willing, the business side of things will still be good. If not, then the business won't be no more. Because if there's going to be a famine of the word, meaning people that are speaking the truth and that are sharing the word, it's going to be a famine of this. You're not going to be able to log into social media platforms if the time comes where you can't log into social media platforms unless you have the chip, unless you have certain that real ID, that mark. You can't log into platforms. Guess what? There's no more Seer, no more Instagram, no more YouTube, no none of that. Because I'm not gonna comply. And that goes to show us don't get attached to the things of the world. This is worldly. All these things are worldly. That's why all of the likes, views, all of that is in vain. It truly doesn't matter. Which what matters the most is the souls that are saved. You can have a million views, save no souls. What's the point? Those views are just in vain. Versus having 10 views and saved one soul. Those 10 that's or 10 views and you saved five souls. That's a lot more, better than the millions of views. If there's going to be a famine of the word, and we see that is increasing more and more and more, everything is becoming desensitized. I remember it was a point in time where even in schools, right, the Bible was pushed. It's no longer. There's a point in time nowadays, AIs are teaching people the Bible. Fallen angel technology are teaching people the Bible. You go to YouTube, you type in anything about the Bible, and you're going to see a plethora of AI related stuff that's talking about it. Bibles, even online Bibles. Think about like on that's why it's always good to have physical copies of a Bible. Online Bibles, there could be potential laws where if you speak certain things, just like how they have in contracts, a lot of artists and musicians and famous, very, very high ranking puppets, basically, very, very high ranking celebrities, they have contracts where, that thing that people always do, that vow of silence. What is it? Where they put their hand over their mouth. If I can see if I can find a picture of it. Vow, is it the vow of silence? It's something like that. It's not. It's where is it at? Covering. Is it? Let me see. I don't know if I can find it. I remember seeing it's like a picture. It was a good picture that established it. But you know how they cover, like they put their hand over their face, covering their face like that you see most celebrities do in their pictures. I remember what's his name? That dude the one that just like sold out Kai. Let me see. I can't find a picture. I can't find a picture. It's okay, but you guys know what I mean. That where they have certain contracts where you can't speak out. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, perfect. They have in their contracts, they can't say certain things. If they do, their life is taken away or somebody close to them. That's what comes with that fame. You can't speak out against certain things, and that's what it's gonna be like. That's what it's already like on. We're already living in those times. Now that I think of it out loud, we're living in those times of there is a famine of the word. It's that is actually, now that I really think about it, this is actually playing out now. I had to stop for a second. And it's going to ramp up even more, like a true famine where you won't be able to hear it anywhere because you can still hear it now. But if you guys observe this, right? Observe this with me. It is a famine of the word now. Because think about it, I can't speak freely about the Bible on social media. Think about that. I can't, if you talk about the people in Revelation on social media, you get flagged. If you talk about the agendas, because the word says to don't follow evil, but to expose the evil, expose the darkness. When you expose the darkness on social media, your account gets flagged. Your account gets, your videos get taken down. So there is a famine of the word already. Think about it. On social media, because it's become so dopamine driven, it's very, very rare to find somebody doing what I'm doing. There are people out there that are doing it, but there are less people doing it and more people not doing it. That's why these type of videos will always have the lowest amount of views compared to fight videos, compared to gossip videos, compared to reaction videos. So there already really is a famine of the word. We clearly see that now. Another thing that is very true now, and I want to talk about it. Let's have a story time, right? Is boy, this. Let me observe something real quick. Let me put some, see what UJ is doing. Set some alerts because price is trading at this area. What I'm gonna do with this position is because I've been in the trade for a while now. I've been in the trade since yesterday, last night, whatever time this is. My camera's in the way, so I can't see what time this was right here. But this is where I got into this trade here. I have my stops above here. I was looking to target down into the lows, then price came down. Wick close came all the way back up and was just in consolidation. Now, since price did this twice, if price did this a double top twice and price comes back up here again, I'm not gonna be in the trade. I'm gonna move my stop loss how I usually do my trade management, move it to roughly around here with this candle. So I'm gonna set my stop loss, and while this is playing out, I'm gonna share the story time. And because Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. I'm gonna break down what the scripture actually means. Let me move my stop loss first. What iniquity is wickedness. Because iniquity shall abound. So what this is mean is because darkness, wickedness, sinful, willful sin, because that shall be abound, that shall arise, the love of many shall wax cold. That means people will be a lot more hateful. And I'm really, it's so observant. People, I know you guys see it as well. People just become more and more angry. People are just upset and mad every single day. It's not the same. I remember, like I say, I remember years ago when I was delivery driving, going out into a restaurant, because I was delivery driving for, it was like back then I was going heavy. Back then it was from like 11 in the morning, 10, 11 in the morning to like 7, 8 p.m. every single day. And I was delivery driving back in like Columbia. So it was a pretty populated city. So I was delivery driving lunch and, dinner. If I'm being completely honest, I could go out to the grocery store now. I could go out to the park. So I'm spending less time in public now. I see more hate taking place now than I was seeing throughout the entirety of my delivery driving shifts. Because that was 8 hours, let's just say eight, rounded off to eight. 8 hours every single day for about what? I was delivery driving 5 to 7 times a week every single day. And I see more hate now in a shorter period of time than I would do for seeing like whole shifts back then. And that was just what, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, somewhere around that time. It's insane. I go out in public, go to the grocery store, people are just so angry. They're angry with others and they're angry with me as well. And it's not them. It's the spirit is waking up. those spirits, because the end times is near. The end times is near. The word says that in the end times he will separate the wheats from the tares, and the wheats and tares are being separated. So he's grabbing his chosen ones, and he's separating the ones of the world. So those spirits, they know what time it is. So those spirits that are dormant in people, they're awakening. There's a reason why this goes for both as well. Like us as chosen ones, the ones that are really trying to walk this narrow path, there's a reason why there's certain sins that we commit or that we didn't know that we're committing, whether there was a stronghold that we was dealing with or a stronghold that we had that we didn't know. There's a reason why those are ramping up now. I don't know if you guys observe this within yourself. There may be certain things that you've been struggling with and it's getting ramped up now. And there may have been things that you didn't even realize that you're struggling with that is becoming to the forefront. Those spirits are ramping up. God is calling his people. That's why he's revealing these things to us that he needs us to change and that he needs us to work on. We need to be cleansed from these things. That's why he's allowing things to happen around us to reveal to us, because we get to see. If you have the spirit of anger, now all of a sudden there's certain things that's happening now that you just start getting angry quicker, and there's certain things that provoke you, small things, and you see that it makes you angry, very small things. And I've observed this in so many ways. Like I'll be out driving, and let's say I'll be at a red light. For one thing about me, I never use my horn. I don't honk a horn. It's never that big a deal to me. And I'll be at a red light, right? And there, let's say maybe I may be the third car. There's two cars in front of me. The light turned green. The light turns green, and literally, if that car does not press on the gas within a split second or two, immediately honking horn, honking horn. People are just like, I'll be driving, people be like pissed, people like, it's just things of that sort. I was at the stoplight yesterday, and this guy just pulled up to me, music blasting, and he just looked out the window and he just kept on staring at me. He just kept on staring at me, like revving his car, because we were both in the same type of car. We were both in Mercedes. I was in a different Mercedes than he was, but we were still in the same type of car. And he was just looking at me and just like inching up his car like he was trying to race. And the light turned green. And I didn't even pay him mind. I just drove. And I remember going into this grocery store. No, it wasn't a grocery store. It was a restaurant. It was like a Mexican spot. And I walked in, just waiting. And it was a family that walked in. And the guy, he was just so rude to the lady, like straight through the door. The worker, because like Mexican restaurants, they don't speak, they know how to speak English, but they mainly speak Spanish, right? So their English is not always the best, of course. And it was a group of English people that walked in that speaks English, not English people, people that speaks English that walked in. And the waiter, he was like, yo, do you guys want to sit inside or outside? And they were just ignoring him. And then he asked again, like, okay, do you guys want to sit inside or outside? And they still were ignoring them. And then the guy, he started getting upset because it's like, why is nobody seating us? And the guy was asking him over and over again, do you guys want to sit inside or outside? And he got an attitude with him. He said, just sit outside. Just sit outside. They went outside. And then literally right after them, another group of people. And I'm so grateful that these things happen because it allows me to witness it. And I was talking to myself about this in the car. When these things happen, the Most High allows us to see these things that are happening. The Most High shows us his protection because he allows us to see, because the word says that he will give them over to a strong delusion. He allows us to see the judgment that he's giving to others. And to us, it's him showing us, this is what your obedience gets you. Seeing those things is better than receiving gold and silver. Because I would never want myself to be like these people. I can't. I like. I just. That's the fear of God is to hate evil. I hate evil. I just can't see myself doing wicked stuff like that. I just despise that stuff. So I wouldn't wish that or pray upon that to anybody. So that's why it talks about as well. As wisdom increases, so does sorrow. Because you see that, and it's like, yo, it's. I just pray for those people. But right after they came in and they sat down, it was another group of people. They walked in and they asked, "Do you guys want to sit inside or outside?" Super calm, same dude. And the lady got an attitude with the guy, and she was like, outside. Wait, are they like?" She acts like, "Are they smoking outside?" With an attitude, and he was like, "No," and she was like, "Okay, we'll sit outside." I said, "Yo, what is going on?" And then I left, and then that's when the situation happened with the guy in the other car. And it goes to show that truly the Most High, for one, is always having you protected. Because as I was standing there and waiting, the people kept the guy, the same guy that caught the attitude. He was just staring at me because I can see out the corner of your eyes. If you're looking straight, you can see what's going on to your right. You have awareness. Wisdom is discernment is awareness. And he was just staring at me, looking me up and down, being able to discern of these things. When I was at the park yesterday, something beautiful happened, and it really impacted me in a good way. It was a cop. A cop approached me. I'm gonna move my stops right here. I'm gonna keep this up. I'll just monitor this. Move my stops right here above this area. It was I was working out. I was doing my handstand combos. And you guys give me how many times, if I had like a calendar, if I could go back and watch how many of these streams that we did where I tell you guys that people be spawning out of nowhere, that's like a signature. I say that every time I say a story time, right? Every time it's yo, this dude spawned out of nowhere. I was I was training and I was finishing my set, and the park has like this fence, and I was leaning on the fence and literally spawned out of nowhere because it's a circle. It's called Park Circle. It's like literally the park is in the middle, and it's just huge big roundabout circle where people drive around and walk and run and all of that. And it's like where I'm at here, it's like a parking lot. Maybe you gotta actually walk to get to where I was at. That's not like right there in front. So I'm just leaning on the fence, just resting. This cop approaches me. I'll spawn. He spawned. He spawned out of nowhere. And he came up to me. He stopped me. He said, "Sir." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, and you want to how to observe this, right? This world is in such social media truly the internet is so demonic. Before like as I'm explaining this, the internet is so demonic, bro. Because social media can make you believe what they want you to believe. Social media and the internet, it always paints like cops, for example. It gives cops these bad names and these bad reps. Pigs and all this stuff. And who does that come from? The rappers that's promoting that and all these things that cops and X, Y, and Z. If you're committing evil, if you're doing something bad and you get stopped by a cop and you go to jail and get in trouble for it, what do you expect? And it really just paints this picture that all cops are bad. There are bad and corrupted and wicked cops out there. But when you think about it, not even think about it, experience this yourself. How often do you go out in public where you're out in public and every single cop that you see is just an a-hole? Is just a rude and mean person. Like, be honest. Not every single cop. Most cops, for me personally, most cops that I've ever been approached by or ever been around in my life, they are not what social media perceives it as. That's why I don't view people. It's not about, it's because remember, we deal with spirits, not flesh and blood. people paint this title as a spirit. A cop is a spirit. A cop is not a spirit. A cop is a title. A cop can have the spirit. A cop can have the Holy Spirit in them. So I never paint people as a certain way, but it just goes to show how the world, wicked and corrupted this world is, man. Because when the cop approached me, it was no fear in me. I was just calm because I knew I wasn't doing anything wrong, and I don't ever assume anything about it. But the way that I was leaning on the fence, right? I was leaning, looking towards the park, and as the cop approached me, I kid you not, so many people started looking at me. They started whispering and whispering to like everybody. People were gathering around. Everybody stopped what they were doing, and everybody looked at me and looked over there, looked at us, not with a look of a good thing. It's like, oh, the cop's about to start. He's about to get in trouble. Something bad's about to happen, as if he's about to lash out against the cop. You know, the typical, because the color of my skin, right? Even though this whole the color and the skins and all of that, it doesn't matter because I was talking to this guy yesterday and it was very dope. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. If you were to get it, if we all had a cut in our hand right here, if we all got a cut in our hand right here, it doesn't matter how many people, it doesn't matter what color of the skin, it don't matter how old you are. If we all got a cut right here in our hand, what color is our blood gonna be? The same exact color. It doesn't matter. Nobody, one person not gonna be green and then yellow and then pink and then orange and then blue and red. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. If we all get a cut right here, we all bleed the same exact color. None of that stuff matters, right? And the cop approached me, and it was so beautiful. He really made my day. He said, "Excuse me, sir." Leaned on the fence, got close. He said, "Was you just doing handstand push-ups?" I kid you, right? I kid you not. And I stopped. I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I was driving around and I thought I saw you doing it. And I had to literally pull in into the parking lot and stop and watch you do it again just to make sure I wasn't tripping." And he wasn't like he was a cop of different skin color. And he came up to me. He said, "Dude, what you're doing is so impressive. That is so amazing. It's so inspirational." And I said, "Thank you so much." And he was like, "Dude, like literally, like I had to stop. I had to come pull in and literally watch what you were doing." And after we talked, he literally stayed there for another 5 to 10 minutes and just watched me. He went like over because he was talking to somebody else. And when he went to that guy, I heard him in the background. He was like, "Oh yeah, like did you see him too?" Like he was just so inspired by what I did. And it goes to show that probably should have just did it stop me out? It should have stopped me out. No, it didn't yet. Just stop me out in a second and price continues to keep pushing up just a few more pips. Um, and it goes to show that the impact that you make on others, and they don't even know, like you don't even know. And I was really sitting down. I was in the car for like 10 minutes, actually more than 10 minutes after I was done training. And it made me remember all the other times, right? Like when I'll go to the other gym and people would be like, "Yo, like, really missed you. You're such an inspiration." You make more of an impact. Like you really are a celebrity. You make so much of an impact on others and you don't even know. And a lot of people never even say it, but by you just being you, you truly do inspire and make an impact on others. And it really made me think when it came to it. Because a lot of people, if I had to take every single person, right? All the people that are inspired by me, you guys and all the people that tell me it in public on social media. If I got all of you all in a room or in a place and I had to and they say, "Yo, Seer, if we never spoke to you again, we never was able to hear what you have to say again, what would be the final things, tips that you would leave with us? And I really sat down and I said, yo, I can flow with this. Number one would be to experiment more than you consume. It's one, I would say 1A and 1B because they correlate. Experiment more than you consume and stop consuming so much, basically. So experiment more than you consume. Meaning try out things instead of trying to be so perfect when you start, because the word says come as you are. So go as you are. Experiment on the charts. Experiment with your health. Experiment with different things. Experiment more than you consume, because you will grow as you experiment. That's number one. Number two is to show up on the days when you don't feel like it. And those are the days that actually count. The days where you do feel like doing it don't count. Only on the days when you don't feel like it, those are the days that actually matter. That's two. Number three would be enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. It is your journey. Enjoy it in whatever way works for you. Make whatever it is that you are doing in life enjoyable. Make trading something that is so fun to you. If the money isn't coming in, if you're not making thousands and thousands of dollars, the money that you want to make, ask yourself, how can I make this enjoyable? How can I actually enjoy the journey to the thousands? Not enjoy the journey once I get the thousands. No, flip it. How can I enjoy the journey to the thousands? How can you make trading enjoyable? How can you make your fitness enjoyable? How can you make taking care of your health enjoyable? How can you make fasting enjoyable? How can you make reading the Bible enjoyable? How can you make prayer enjoyable? How can you make following the word and following the commandments enjoyable? Enjoy life. God did not give us the spirit of fear. He gave us the spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. The fruits of the Holy Spirit does not give us any spirits of doubt, fear, anger, bitterness. It gives us peace, love, joy, happiness, kindness, meekness, long suffering. Therefore, if we know that spirit dwells within us, enjoy the journey and do it whatever way that you want. According to the word, right? Enjoyable according to the word. The next one would be you are the main character in your movie. Stop letting cameos become the main characters in your story. Think about movies. The main character in a movie, a cameo does not hold any weight in a movie. Cameos are those people that are just in the background. Because if it's the main character, let's say like what came to my mind, Peter Parker, like in Spider-Man, and he's in New York and he's walking down the street. You can't just have Peter Parker walking down the street without nobody around. That doesn't look real. So they have cameos. Those people that are just in the background. Nobody cares about those cameos. Those cameos do not make an impact whatsoever on the movie. The main character does not let what the cameos think about them or anything of that sort sway them. A cameo becomes a main character if you make them a main character. Therefore, stop. Like literally, it's your movie. And to add on to that, the number one thing, the last thing that I would say that literally would impact anything is to treat your life like it's a movie. Treat your life like you have a camera crew following you around everywhere you go. Treat it like that. And with that being the case, if you have a camera crew following you around everywhere you go, what is the story that's being told? What is the story that's being shared? Do people see somebody who's putting in the work, who's getting back up, somebody who's lazy, who's living in sin, who's deceitful? What are they seeing? Treat it as if there's a camera crew with a whole bunch of different angles. That's how I treat it. And what I do with that actually how I treat it, and I do that with content. Because if I treat it like that, like let's say I have a camera angle right here, right there. I got a camera angle behind me that's looking at this view. I got a camera angle there, and all of these views, that's how I come up with content ideas to make my videos, honestly. Because if I treat it as if there's a camera crew watching me everywhere that I go, and what I correlate that to the word, because God sees what's done in the dark, and he will bring what's done in the dark to the light. Therefore, what I do in the dark will be revealed in the light. So I treat it as a camera crew is watching me. What am I doing in the dark? Because when you're in the dark, and the reason why, because it's so easy to think that it's just you. Nobody else is watching. It's just you. You post on social media what you want people to see. Or you show others around you, not even on social media. You show others around you what you want them to see. But the truth is, there's spirits all around. You have angels and you have demons. The Most High is watching all the time. Demons are watching you all the time, waiting for you to open up that door. The Most High is always watching you. Therefore, when you understand that, and that's why I treat it like there's a camera crew watching me. Those camera crews, the cameramen, are the angels that are watching me. The cameramen are the demons that are trying to provoke me, that are trying to catch me to slip up, that are trying to get me to slip up, that want me to fall so they can catch it. See the way thinking, that's how I enjoy the journey, man. That just makes the journey so fun. The camera crew. I got the angels that are watching me, that, you know, when you do good, you get rewarded from that. They capture that moment. They capture that moment. You did good, they capture that. They send it to the Most High. They post that. You get the blessings. You reap the blessings from it. The demons, they got the camera crew. That's why it's multiple angles. I got the angels. Angels got this angle. The demons got that angle. It's multiple cameramen, right? So the demons, they try to catch me slipping. The demons, they want to try to catch me slipping. They want me to fall. They want to provoke me so they can catch that angle. So they can catch that angle to try to get me to fall even more. That just makes the journey so beautiful because I know I have the power. God gave me the power to overcome any demon, any attack. And these cameramen, these demons, these people, the demons, they're working together. The demons are trying to catch it. Then they got the people, like, for example, I told you guys the dude in the car yesterday. The other guy the other day that I told you guys, I think it was last week, about the dude that got upset at me because of my physique. And all the people, right? The demons, they're trying to catch that moment where, you know, they want me to slip up. They want me to fall into sin so they can capture that. And I'm not going to let them win. And I'm not going to give them the power. So that helps me understand spiritual warfare a lot more because the word talks about God created things that the eyes can see and the eyes can't see. Spirit, spiritual realm, right? And that's how I look at it. It makes the journey so fun. And how that helps me with content as well, because if I know there's different angles, right? When I'm making like those vlogs, those cinematic stuff that you guys be seeing, the angles, it comes from that. I visualize, okay, which one of the angles, and I just capture that, and I just literally just take the tripod and I just like capture one of those angles. So if I'm visualizing an angle of like a side angle, close angle, like of uh For example, like a shot of back angle right here, camera's facing that way, blurry image. Now I'm in focus, and then it switched to the charts in focus. Now I'm blurred. That type of stuff. I can visualize that, and all I do is just set up the camera and record it. And I love doing that because that helped me as well. This won't apply to everybody because not everybody creates content. A lot of you guys don't create content, so it wouldn't apply to you. It applies to me because I create content. And I used to have this fear of creating content and getting angles and getting the angles that I want to, setting up multiple angles and stuff. And then I realized it's like, bro, who cares? Because if a cameramen do the same thing, because like I told you guys, cameramen do the same thing. They get more attention because they got way bigger cameras. They got way bigger setups. They got the big, huge ultra cameras, the lighting and all this and X, Y, and Z. And those are the stars of the movie. Honestly, whatever film that you're watching, those are the stars. Because if they don't get those good angles, if they don't have that good lighting, the good exposure, the good, mic, the good audio, if they don't get those good angles, that movie is going to be terrible. Imagine a movie, right? Where I observed this watching like action movies, majority of action movies, it cuts to a different angle every 3 seconds. That's something I observed from watching like Marvel and like action movies. It cuts to a different angle of the same scene each every 3 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds. Imagine if every scene was just one angle the entire time. Imagine how less lively that movie would be. Imagine watching a fight scene from one angle the entire fight. It holds a lot less weight than watching different angles at the different time. That's what makes it captivating. And when you're creating content, that's how I look at it, is do the same thing. I create my angles, I do what I want to do. And if those are the, I think 4 or 5, but those are the tips that I would say. And that applies to any area in life. That's why it's not just one specific area. So if I had to leave you guys with that for today, that is what I would say. As UJ has played out, look beautiful. I am going to call it for trading for today. These markets are teaching me so much, bro. The markets are just sideways, sideways, sideways. Just sideways, and you know, I'm okay with stepping back. I'm okay with stepping back, but truly throughout this time, I'll just be getting a lot of base hits. Just base hits. Even this one right here, I would consider this. This is still a base hit because the entries was here and drawdown, and price came up and stopped me out right here in this candlestick here. Still another base hit, base hit, base hit. And I'm like, how can I enjoy the journey? I enjoy it. Therefore, I'll do this, and now I'll go train. And whenever this war is over, then we'll get back to the beautiful market conditions. But for right now, I'm gonna keep getting these base hits. Other than that, that is it for me today.